lifestyle of the user. The way we do that is we basically run the data through this platform we call MacroSense. What MacroSense does is this is a cloud computing platform. It takes massive amounts of location data. So every time someone does an SMS or a data transfer or a call, we get what we call a ping. And we've got many sources of this data spanning millions of users. And then from that data, we get a segmentation for every unique ID. We can tell you an estimate of their age, an estimate of are they a traveler, yes or no, are they a student, yes or no. This is all done with statistical analysis. And things like, are they going to churn soon, yes or no, which is also a very important problem. Are they in a high churn category of user? And the way we do this analysis is we basically build a network of people, much like Facebook. And the edges in the network indicate that these two users are pretty similar. They have similar lifestyle. They send SMSs at similar times of the week. They travel to the similar types of places. They're exposed to the similar types of businesses. They might be both on campuses somewhere in the country, not necessarily the same city, but they have a similar profile of location and calling pattern. And then we can connect them and say these are similar, just like they would be connected in Facebook. So how we calculate the similarity is we take your raw activity data and we convert it into statistics. And what do I mean by the statistics? Well, we look at, for every single transaction or ping we get from that user, it's usually a latitude, longitude, and timestamp. We convert that into this matrix of the types of things you could be doing. So there's different social clusters you could be spending time in. There's different commercial activity you could be spending time in. Each one of these columns is the different types of SIC codes. SIC codes are what the government uses to register all the businesses in the country. There's 10,000 codes. We've distilled it down to 97 important ones. But we can tell, oh, you were at week hour 18 located on campus. Week hour 38, you went to a fast food restaurant. We convert the raw latitudes and longitudes into the types of commercial activity you were doing. And then we convert it to demographic as well. And that gives us a way to code someone's lifestyle without any PII information. We throw away the original latitudes and longitudes, and we just store this lifestyle summary of the user. And so some of these users have very similar lifestyles. They might live in different parts of the country. This is a user in LA, this is a user in New York. Each one of these matrices is a user. This is just the statistics of their usage patterns. And we can now calculate how similar these two people are without even really having their original data. And that's how we build this network. This is our equivalent of Facebook network built by how similar you are to other users in terms of your usage patterns and your location patterns. This is just a couple of thousand users. We have more than that. There's several million here, but I'm just showing you a couple of thousand. And we segment that network into, who are the young and edgy users, who are the students, who are the business travelers. And we can put people into different groups so that you know who your customers are from just their usage patterns. And one of the main things we're doing with this is churn, because churn is what keeps carriers up at night. So it turns out if you're a carrier and your churn rate might be 5% a month, you're losing 5% of your subscribers, we can actually figure out how that 5% breaks apart into the different segments of your subscribers. So it turns out people who are young and edgy churn more than their homebodies. And so you might say, okay, well, I can send them targeted promotions to keep them on and keep them signed up, and that's going to be more effective than if I just send my promotions randomly to people to keep them with the carrier. And so we've shown improvements in churn prediction by keeping this lifestyle summary of the users. And we're doing this for the carriers, and it's what Steve Baker calls the next net. Basically, the mobile phone and the data it's collecting is as rich as the net, and we should be using some of the interesting algorithms and analytics that are available for the net on this type of really amazing data. I'll stop here. Oh, I have one question. Maybe two questions. But.
How do you make money?
So the main business model is churn, because a lot of this data belongs to the carrier. We do the analytics, and we help them improve their churn, and there's a real ROI on churn. So, but there are other applications down the road, like we can help them with promotions, cross-sell, upsell, based off of this analysis. Yeah?
What are the legal and privacy implications of what you do? It's actually, there was a case with your research. You took 100,000 data points from carriers. There was
very interesting question. What we're doing here is we're basically providing
It's noisy in
software.
the back. The fans are here. Could you repeat the question?
We'll repeat the question. Okay. So what do we do with privacy since this is the carrier's data and they're giving it to us? So I should qualify that. They're not really giving us the data. We provided a software tool that they can run on their own data, and we don't have any control over this data. And in fact, when the data runs through our system, after going through once and updating the statistics, we lose the original data. We don't know the latitudes and longitudes anymore. We just have that matrix of what businesses this person was exposed to and so forth. And so in a way, this is actually less privacy, let's say, less tricky from a privacy standpoint because you can't reconstruct the original locations. And if we were subpoenaed, for example, we wouldn't have the original location data because it just runs through the system, we update the statistics. The statistics you can't even use to figure out where I was, down to the city level, in fact. So, yeah, we're again, this is not our own data. We're providing a software, and the carriers are allowed to store the data. And in fact, what we really think is the ideal solution is give them ways to store the data which destroy the private parts, but keep the business parts, like the churn and so on.
server to them that sits on their site? Because you said you have a cloud computing platform.
So there's a cloud computing platform that's isolated, and it can physically run it on our side, but we don't have access to release the data. We have to stop, sorry, we'll talk later.
Fantastic.